Good evening. The future of the Lloydminster Bobcats, after months of uncertainty, was awarded to stay in the Border City days before their spring camp started. While the timing of the camp and the verdict coming down resulted in fewer numbers, Coach Curran and his staff decided to host another on-ice session this weekend now that the dust has settled on the franchise's fate. The Bobcats spring camp didn't allow for Brian Curran to get a good look at what players were out there and which ones could suit up for the Cats next season with the low numbers. So they held another camp this weekend.
We put this together in about 5-6 days, and we got some pretty decent kids here, some good players that we're probably going to end up carding or signing for our team next year, so it's been a much better product on the ice.
The timing of the camp allowed players who were tied up a few weeks ago to attend and gave the opportunity for some to come back for another go-around.
I've been to this camp the past 3 years, ever since coming out of the Bantam AAA here, and I've went to their spring camp a few weeks ago and had a good talk with the coaching staff and stuff, and they invited me back to this camp, so felt good about it.
Probably back there was other camps going on too, so now that all the spring camps have kind of slowed down, they can bring different guys in.
The Bobcats under Coach Curran were a physical defensive team last season. Most of the 40 players who attended this weekend's camp fit into his mold, while some brought an offensive upside.
I'm a grinder. I like to bang bodies, shoot pucks on net, fight if I have to.
I try to keep my game pretty consistent, so I wasn't trying to go in, trying to be a show-off out there. I just play my game, play nice and simple, use my speed, use my what I'm good at, use my skills, and that's what I do every camp.
We have to have about 6 or 7 18-year-old, 17, 18-year-old kids play for us, because that's a requirement from the league, and we think we found about probably 4 or 5 today. So if we can get them to sign with us, then we've got some of our stuff already, we've overcome some of the battles that we have to deal with all summer.
Bobcats main camp is still months away. Coach Curran still has more scouting to do, but he says he saw a lot of potential this weekend. Aaron. Moving along to Canada's other national sport, the Lloydminster Kit Scotty Extreme won a wild one last Saturday, coming back from a 4-goal deficit after 40 minutes and squeaked it out late in the third thanks to a Tyler Boyer marker. The Extreme were back on the floor last night hosting a short-benched Grand Prairie squad. Pick it up 2-1 Thrashers late in the first. Colton McCaffrey, sloppy behind his net, can't pick up the ball. Number 14 does and makes him pay, outweighting McCaffrey. We're tied at deuces. Now 3-2 Extreme early in the second. They add to it. Number 14 once again in the middle finds the back of the net, extending their lead to 2. Now midway through the frame, tied at 5s, the Lloyd Kit Scotty tandem retakes the lead. Brant McAllister goes coast to coast. He can't finish, but Oren Cobser is there to clean up the rebound. It's 6-5 Extreme. Jump to the third, back to even Steven, this time at 9s. Tyler Boyer rifles it home from in tight, putting the Extreme up 1 with just over 4 minutes to play. Dying seconds, GP ties it up. Kind of a weird play in front of Jesse Robinson, but number 54 picks the corner on the rebound with just 13.8 ticks left on the clock. And just as you're thinking OT, Brant McAllister scoops up the loose ball, walks out front, wires it home. McCaffrey beating him. The Extreme will take it 11-10.
Game was a little tougher than I was anticipating, to be honest, and we seem to be struggling a lot through this game. I was expecting a little stronger presentation on our behalf here, so we're happy to come through. There's no doubt about it, and I think we got a better game to offer them if we can just get it clicking a little better next time.
The grudge is here with this team. Last year in the playoffs, we were with them hard all the time, and I was held off the score sheet all game, so I was wanting that goal, and I was able to put her in there at the end, so just happy.
We weren't quite there, and then it was just as the game progressed, it kind of just kept going, but we couldn't get that rhythm going, so I think it finally went at the end a bit better, so then it kind of clicked.
The Extreme carried over their momentum from last night's dramatic win into their matchup with Fort Saskatchewan today as they shellacked the Rebels 17-2. The Extreme will look to improve on their 4-1 record May 18th on the road in Vermilion against the Roar. After a successful synchro swimming season, the Border City Stingrays put on one final show today for their family and friends, fitting for Mother's Day.
We all get to show what we've learned this year and just try our best to show off to everyone.
The annual year-end show allowed for swimmers to reflect on the highlights of the season.
We did really, really well. We always do well on the Saskatchewan side. Most of the girls got medals and ribbons, and then we went to Okotoks, and we also did very well there.
Now that the season has wrapped up, swimmers can't wait to get back in the pool and get ready for next year's competitions.
To just building up my strength and working with other girls, and just a great year.
And you get to learn new things, you get to try out a bunch of new flips, you get to do splits underwater, boosts. It's really fun.
The Stingrays are holding a free synchro day next Sunday from 5:30 to 6:30 for anyone interested in joining the program.